Hey guys, Monkey Man here, and today we are going to talk about the eVic-VTC Mini, which is this mod right here. It's a 70 watt temperature control mod. Alright, it's a great mod. Presently, as you can see, I'm vaping this at 450 degrees Fahrenheit at 35 watts with a 0.16 nickel coil. Okay, let's see how she hits. Lots of vape. I like it. It's a nice solid device. Now this kit also comes with the matching tank. The tank is a 2.5 milliliter tank. If you want to know about that tank, take a look at YouTube. I'm not a big fan of that tank, and after a certain amount of time goes by, it does tend to leak. I'm not a fan. That's why it's not sitting up there on this mod. What is sitting on here is a Silo Beast from Beyond Vapes. Alright, this is not the tip for it. The tip is made from a gentleman of Jason Keong. You can find him on Facebook under JMK Tips. Alright, let's hit this one more time. Alright guys, why don't we take it down on the table. We'll do an unboxing, and then after that we'll bring it back up and I'll give you my pros and cons about the device. Here we go guys, here's the unboxing for the eVic-VTC Mini. Alright, here's the box, here's what it looks like. According to this side of the box, it says it comes in 3 different colors. Black, white, and it looks like a lightish blue or a cyan. I think that's what they're calling it. And on the back, gives you a whole bunch of things. What's in the box, what you get. Alright, let's take her out of the box, see what we get. Here's the mod itself. We'll put this on the side and we'll come back to it. Other things in the box. You get your warranty card from Joytech. Then you get the user manual, which is a pretty hefty manual if you look at it. Pretty thick. And it looks like it also comes in multiple languages as well, which is great. And then inside here, what you get is you get a USB to a mini USB for charging. Alright. What you also get in here is this little coil. Alright. A coil, you get a nickel 0.2 a nickel 0.2 ohm, and then you also get a titanium 0.4 ohm. Alright. So let's put this stuff back in the box since we don't need it anymore. Alright, let's talk about this eVic. Alright. It's a decent mod, hands down. What's the size comparison? Here is the new Aspire Pegasus mod. Very nice looking mod. Okay, they both are. You can see size comparison on the length. Okay. Here's the thickness of it. They're very similar. Okay. Now, let's start off taking a look at this guy. Alright. Very nice, very smooth. Here's the bottom. There's a battery cover. And to remove the battery cover, there's a little indentation right here. And what you do is you just pull it. See that? There's the magnets. You take it right off. Alright, and if you look at the magnets inside, pretty sizable looking magnets. Okay, same thing on the inside of the box. Okay, you have your ribbon. Alright, and then the polarity, how this goes is where the 510, the spring loaded 510 is, that's the plus side of where the battery goes. Alright, so let me put a battery in here. And the battery that I'm using is a Samsung 25R. So what you do is you put this down like this on the side, the ribbon. Then you put your plus side in. Done. Forget about it. That's it. Then you take this and you put it back on. Now, what I'm going to tell you is you cannot put this battery door upside down. It won't work. It just won't go. Okay? So you have to put it in one direction only. Okay? And there you go. Now, if you're asking about vent holes, if you look way up here in the indentation of the cover, there's two little notches right there. Alright? According to Joytech, that's how it's going to vent. It's through these little tiny holes. Okay? And you can see the seam right here as well. Alright? Now, what's nice is as soon as you put the battery in, this puppy turns on. Alright? It won't fire or nothing like that, obviously, but it turns on. Now, you can see what it's set to right now. The buttons, they're nice clickety buttons, but not, you know, cheap plasticky buttons. Listen. Okay. And same thing for these guys down here. Okay. And you have the USB port. Now the USB port on this, you can update. There is an updated firmware for this device. You just have to go to the Joytech website and update it. Okay. One of the things you get from it, the updating of the firmware, is that if you put a new coil, new atomizer on here, it'll ask you, is there a new atomizer or a new coil on? Yes or no. Basically, that's it. Okay. One of the other things, we'll go into it. All right. So to turn it on, in this case, I'm going to turn it off. It's 5 clicks. 1, 2. Okay. It's off. All right. I can do all these buttons and nothing happened. 5 clicks on. Okay. Now I can change the temp if I wish with these 2 buttons. Okay. Now, if I want to go to change other settings like the wattage, okay, it's 1, 2, 3. See, it's blinking up there. Then you use one of these buttons down here, which is, I believe, I can't see it, but it should be the left button. And I went waiting too long. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, if you see up here, it says power. That's wattage mode. Okay. And then the next one is bypass. Bypass mode. This starts to act just like a mechanical mod. That's what the bypass mode is all about. Okay. And hit the button again. And I'm too late. So it's 1, 2, 3. Hit this button again. And then now it should say titanium. Oh no, actually it says temp Ni, which is nickel. Then temp Ti, which is titanium. Okay, then then it recycles through again. All right. Now, if you want to change other settings, like for example, battery down here is changed. Okay, what you can do is you can change it to puff, time, and then it gives you the battery display. Okay, so let's go back up. Let's change the wattage. Alright guys, so if I want to change wattage, this is how you change it. Now with this button you can only go up. You can't go backwards. Okay, so let's just say because this is a 60 watt device, I want it at 55 watts. Now this is what happens as I'm getting up there. Alright, so we got 35. And as you can see, it is pretty fast. Alright, so now look, here's 56. Oh, I went past it. Can I go back? No, you can't. And then when you hit the 60 mark, okay, that's it. It goes back to 1.0, and then it climbs after that. You know, as long as you hold the button down to whatever you want. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to set this at 35 watts. Okay. One more, 35 watts. And then let's change this. Hit this button. What this is your atomizer. Well, unfortunately, there's no atomizer on here. Okay. So, and that's your battery, and then you can go through the counter again. Now, to set these settings, you hit the power button one time. And then that's it. It's done. Forget about it. Alright? So, let's throw on a tank. Where's that tank? Here it is. You know what's also a nice thing about this mod is that no matter what tank I've put on here, it's always flush up here, which is really nice. Alright, so as you can see, it already sees this device, or excuse me, tank, the coil, it sees it as a 0.16 already. Alright, that number's too high for me, so let me go back down. That's going back up. That's 450, and that's it. She's all ready to go. Alright, let's take it back up top. I'll let you know about my pros and cons, and we can go from there. Alright. Oh, you know what? I did forget a couple things. Let's try hitting these two buttons. And it locks the device, okay? Which means, if you look at it real close like, it says key lock. Alright, at this point, you can hit the power button all you want, and it does fire. Okay. Alright. Now, to get it out of key lock, what key lock does is basically so you don't change the wattage or the temperature. Okay. So let me get it out of key lock. Press both those buttons, and then we're back. Now, what you're going to also do with this device is you can put it on stealth mode. So you hit the power button, this button. Now it's in stealth mode. What happens is that if you go to fire it, it'll go blank. Alright, but what if I want to see my settings or something? You just hit the power button one time and you can see all your settings. Okay, how about this button? There, it's this button, not the power button. Always getting goofed up. Alright, so hit the power button, the screen disappears, and you can fire it all you want. And if you want to see the screen, hit this, and then you can re-see your settings. To get it out of the stealth mode, hit this button and the power button. And that's it. And it says stealth off. Okay? Sorry guys, I had to hit it one time. And that's all she wrote on this. Alright? Let's take it back up top and we'll talk about the pros and cons on this device. Alright guys, pros and cons. She hits nice. I liked it. I like it a lot. It's got a really big screen, as you can see. It's really nice. And it's smooth. The whole thing is real smooth, real nice feeling. I like that in a mod. Would I use it every day? Probably not. This type of mod I would probably get if I was like going out to dinner. I needed something small, like a smaller mod. This would be it. Okay, it's almost elegant looking. Okay. You know what? She hits pretty hard. I'm going to crank this up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty decent. Alright guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a good day. Monkey Man out.